Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm the Gamer's Digester and it's my favorite time of the year. Friendly competition is rolled around and let's see what the Lenovo Legion Go is going to bring to the table. I don't have a preview unit. I've watched a ton of footage on people who have. I've looked into a lot of the specs and I feel as of right now I can make a pretty formulated opinion just based off some of the things I've heard. Now, as far as build quality, stuff like that, none of us are going to know until we get our hands on, and we're just going to have to trust Lenovo that they're not going to have this be $5 Happy Meal toy plastic. I think the Steam Deck crushed it with their plastic. The Ally was very good. So I think that if they're going to try and compete, they're going to have to put out something very good as well. So first things first, I want to get out of the way. If you're looking into getting a handheld console, there's no better time than right now. We have seen the rise of many different devices and their prices have been astronomical. Now, I'm not trying to say that $700 isn't a lot of money. That could get you a PS5 and then 4 control. There's a lot of things you could get with $800 that you, or $800, right, that you could spend elsewhere. But if you want something in a complete package, if you want something that'll run Windows especially, that will have a larger storage, have SSD, it's pretty much like you're buying a gaming laptop in a very tight fit form. And yeah, we'll kind of hop into that here and I'll give you some pros and cons of everything. I've got a list here of things that I've thought about that I think are things that we're going to want to talk about as far as what we can look forward to for launch, things that we should kind of expect, right? And I know that I'm not trying to be pessimistic here, but things we should expect. We've seen this with the Switch, Steam Deck, with the Ally, and I don't think the Lenovo is going to be, I don't think it's above any of those issues. So first things first is launch day, launch week, that first launch month, however long that period is going to be. I encourage all of you guys, I'm not I'm not sponsored. I'm just saying, let's have some patience here. Things will get fixed. There will be bugs. If this is a bugless launch, I will be over the moon. But what we've seen with a lot of these launches is it takes a second for them to get on their feet, for patches, to roll out, things to get fixed. So right off the bat, I'm encouraging you guys, have some patience. If there are issues, they will get fixed. There's a lot of eyes on this device right now. It's very cool. Second thing, I want to encourage you guys to also be patient for accessories, because one of the biggest complaints I had with the Ally, it being white, getting dirty all the time, it took about 2-3 months before we saw any decent cases. Stuff that weren't being printed in people's basements with like 3D printers. Now, no diss to them and their Etsy shops, but I think that Subcase, again, not sponsored, I swear, please, Subcase, make a case for the Lenovo. That would be so cool. But the Subcase, they make a lot of really cool cases, and I would honestly be totally fine waiting 2-3 months for them to put out a case. They make this one for the Switch too. Makes them look all like militarized. I don't know. I think they're fantastic. But we're not going to see that stuff on launch. I'm just telling you guys right now, we're not going to see cases. The screen protectors, I'm going to call it $20. Half of them, the ones that you buy, won't fit because no one really has like exact specifications on that, especially manufacturers, some smaller ones in China, wherever all this is coming from. They don't know until they can get one themselves. And if they're not a YouTube channel, if they're not something like that, those specs aren't going to be really easy to get. Especially if you've seen pictures of the Go, the bevel on the edge kind of rounds out a lot more than these. See how that's like a very sharp, it's like a very nice, smooth 90-degree. It's a much more long curve, and I don't think a lot of glass manufacturers or whatever have stuff for that. It's going to be very unique to that device, which is totally fine. I mean, as it should be. But with that, yep, cases out of the way, price, okay? Price is a very interesting subject when we're talking about the Steam Deck, because you can get the Steam Deck for $350. So let's just kind of close our eyes here and compare all these across the board. So this was $700, this was $700, and the same storage size, the 512 gigabyte Legion Lenovo Go, will also be $700. Now, let me put it this way. 500 more gigs of storage for 50 bucks is a no-brainer. You don't want to be tearing these open. I have monkeyed with these enough that you'll avoid your warranty. There's so many things that you would do that just spending 50 bucks extra to get 500 more gigabytes of storage, no brainer. But to each their own. If you want to mod that yourself, if you think you can find some for cheaper, I don't know if they're going to have slots for that. They're going to have SD card slots, but yeah, we can talk about storage in another video. But for right now, price point, the Legion knocks it out of the park, you guys. It's got a 2K resolution. Now, is that needed? Not necessarily. I've seen all the footage, if you've noticed, from the games that they're showing are games like Power Wash Simulator, are games that are more indie developers, smaller, less demanding titles. In one of the streams, one of the people who worked for Lenovo was playing that Battlefield game, but it's like the 8-bit kind of. Sorry, not 8-bit. It looks really bad. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's like Battlefield, but it's like polygons. It's so. From what I'm seeing is they don't really want us to see those frame dips, because I'm telling you, there is no way. It's the same chip in this. This is a Z1 Extreme, and the Z1 Extreme is also in the Lenovo Go. I do not think there are many games that are going to be taking advantage of both. There's no way we are going to get QHD and 144 hertz. I mean, damn, I've got a 3070 and a i7 11700K, and yeah, that having a setup like that with 1440p, there's a lot of games where you're going to be seeing that. That is a entire computer rig that I built from scratch. This is a $700 handheld that, you know what I mean? Like it's tiny. There's no way we are going to be seeing like AAA quality games taking advantage of either of those. Because even with the Ally, and I'd love to make a video about this as well, the diminishing returns on the Ally are incredible. The sweet spot's like around 18 watts, but at that, it depends on the game, but if you drop from 1080p to 720, you get marginal increases, but if you increase the resolution back, it dips back down. So I'm going to say this right now. There's a reason why I don't shut up about the Steam Deck. If you were to get the $350 of the Steam Deck, buy extra storage, and yeah, take it apart, I know. Add the storage there, watch some. If you're more inclined to think that's something you'd be interested in, if you've worked on PCs before and you're looking into getting handheld, I would suggest, at least right now, if you like Steam, if you like Valve, you appreciate some of their passion, the $350 version of this is a no-brainer. You can modify it yourself, add more storage at 15 watts. If you squint, right, the 720p display, it's a different aspect ratio, but that display almost looks as good as this for half the price, and you're getting around similar frame rates. So Cyberpunk's one of my favorite comparisons. If we play Cyberpunk on here at 1080p, medium settings, it will honestly have a very, very similar frame rate to this at 15 watts. Granted, this will be at 30, at 15 watts, at 720p-ish, give or take. It's very close. But yeah, there's a lot of things with these devices that I'd love to dive into more. I'm going to in these next coming weeks. So be prepared for more content for that. But yes, expect a not perfect launch. Expect there to not be accessories. As should you pre-order the device, I'd say stop. I don't think they've sold out. Do some more research. Let's dive into this a little bit more. If you enjoy my channel, I'm going to be posting more on this, but I can't cover all of this in one 10-minute video. As much as I'd love to, there's a lot of things that go into this that I can't just say, oh yeah, the Ally's the best, the Steam Deck's the best. It's going to have to be a discussion, which is perfect because, oh boy, I love talking. So with all that being said, I appreciate you guys sticking around here to the end of the video. Today's going to be a double upload, so later tonight I'm also going to be posting another video, kind of more into the should you pre-order, rather than what to expect from the launch. But I appreciate all of you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day and have a good weekend. Peace.